Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton forged pendant called the Luma. This is the 161321. Absolutely incredibly beautiful piece. Let's go over some of the details on it. So you're going to notice that it's using this beautiful piece of crystal, hand-cut crystal, very heavy, optical quality glass. I want to get this in front of you so you can really see. It's a good weight to it too. When the light is coming out from inside it, it illuminates all of these different facets, and you can kind of see there are facets here, 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 and also it's smooth on the inside. Really, really gorgeous piece. Hubbardton Forge never skimps on their glass. Some of their stuff is just dynamite, just to leave on your table like a piece of sculpture, which I'm going to do right now so you can see it. Let's get into details on this. So let's get into the size and heights and what you can do with it. This also comes in two different versions. There's one called a rail track, and that's using a connector on the top of this cable. You can see the connector next to me. The other way is going to be using this standard round canopy. This is 5.5 inches in diameter, and you can see the thickness of it because it's got to hold a couple things inside. It has what's called the transformer, because this is a low voltage halogen fixture. Low voltage, but we'll get into the bulbs you can use in it. Transformer, and then this is called a gripper, and you can see if I press down on this, it actually releases. It's called a strain relief too. So during your installation, you're going to be able to feed this cable into this canopy. It'll coil up inside. That's going to give you an adjustable range. You can't pull it up and down all the time. It's really just during your installation. But it's going to let you have this as short as 24 inches, and that's going to be from the ceiling down to the bottom of the fixture. And the bottom of the fixture is going to be the bottom here. It's the bottom of the glass. Or as long as 75 inches. If you need this to be longer than 75 inches, we do custom cables. You just have to contact me about that. It's not a big deal. But let's circle back for a second. I'll go over the rail track stuff later on, but we're going to talk about this to begin with. So coming back to this, we have 5.5 inches. You know it's thick enough because it's going to hold the transformer and then the gripper and the extra cable inside of it. So the reason why it's low voltage is because anytime you have something with a cable, just for safety reasons, if this were ever to be pulled down by somebody, you wouldn't have any problem safety-wise because it's low voltage. It's going to be using a little halogen bulb, so it does not ship with bulbs. If you ever want to contact me about where to get the bulbs, I get them on Amazon. You can just put in the parameters, which is socket GY 6.35 T4 capsule 50 watt. If you just put that into a search, you'll be able to find the bulbs really easy. The 50 watt is the max because of the heat generated by a bulb going into this kind of glass. So that's why you get these those maxes of 50. You could also put in a 20 or a 40 watt halogen. That's going to be fine too. There are some low voltage LEDs out in the marketplace that will work in this, but quite honestly, when you have a piece of glass like this that is just beautiful and faceted and you want to get the best light out of it, stick with the halogen for now. It's you know, you can put it on a dimmer, you can dim it down, it'll look like just a little starburst in there, and that's the way to go really. Okay. So a couple things. Let's get into that socket again. It's using, like I said a second ago, a GY 6.35 socket, which is this guy here. It's going to accept the bulb that I have in the picture next to me. Two little prongs it just pushes in. Never touch the bulbs with your bare hands. Oils on your hands will diminish the life of a halogen bulb, so just always remember that. It's not a big deal. 12 volt fixture. It's going to be using regular line voltage, which is coming out of your ceiling, which is transformed, remember, transformer, into low voltage, so you're good there. Let's get into a couple more things. So when we talk about how this is going to attach to the ceiling, a great way for you to follow along is to look at the installation's instructions. If you're on the page for this fixture, 161321, over on the right-hand side of the page, which I guess is over here, scroll down under the photograph and you're going to see some links, and one of those is going to say click here for installations instructions PDF, so click on that for me. Those are the same install instructions that are going to be in the box when you get this, and it's going to show you that this is going to mount on a normal 4-inch junction box. Remember, this is 5.5 inches in diameter, so it's going to cover it up really well. If you guys don't have this in your ceiling, and let's say you have some recessed lights that you want to put this on, there is a product out in the market called the CAN converter. Go look it up. It transforms your recessed lights into a junction box, so you don't have to do any heavy-duty rewiring or sealing work. You'll also notice in that installation picture of the schematics that it's going to have a bracket, and this bracket's going to be part of this deal. This keeps it all together, and this is going to mount directly on your junction box. So you'll be able to see all of these things in those installations instructions. Take advantage of those. Those are normally on all the Hubbardton Forge pages we have on our site, so it's good to get yourself acquainted with how things go together before you buy them. It also gives you an inside look into a lot of these little things. Okay, so moving on, we'll talk about the size of this. So when they talk about the size of the fixture body, it's really, on this piece, it's a piece of crystal. It's 11.6 inches high, 4 inches in diameter. Okay, metal-wise, as far as finishes go, you're going to have two options on this. So you're going to have what's called vintage platinum, which is our friend here. You can see the picture next to me too. The other one is going to be soft gold, which soft gold is kind of like a silver with a very mellow golden wash over it. So it's not a striking gold, it's just a soft gold. And there you go. So what can we talk about after that, besides it just being a dynamite fixture? So what we can talk about is rail track for a second. So the other option for this is what's called rail track. And the actual tracks are not supplied by Hubbardton Forge because there's a patent on them from another lighting company. I think it's Tech Lighting. There's a couple of them out there that do it. Anyway, beyond that, let's talk about more on that rail track. So how this comes, and just be really careful if you're out looking at these from us or anybody else. You'll notice on our site we say it's offered in rail track, but we don't necessarily let you directly buy it. A lot of people just look at it and they think it's because it's a lower cost, it's some kind of great bargain, but in reality it's really missing this canopy at the top, because this thing has to have a transformer to bring that voltage down to get it to where it needs to be. The rail track system has it built in, so that the actual rail has a transformer built into it when you buy that from Tech Lighting or whomever. So it's going to come in linear lines. It comes in circles where you have a lot of these dropping down. And you have to buy that directly from them because Hubbardton can't sell it because the patent infringement thing. So let's talk more about that. How it's going to ship from us is you're not going to be getting this canopy. So because remember, you're going to be able to just click this thing into their rail. It's going to have this little connector next to me that's going to be on the end of this, and then you can trim it to size, get it to where you want it to be. You just plug it into any of those spots, okay? So that's a situation where you might want to dictate how long this is going to be, like over a dining room table, or if you have a situation where you already have a junction box set up in the right place for that rail track system, that's one way to go. But if you're just replacing pendants you already have or recessed cans and they are in the correct spot over what you're doing, this is the way to go. Okay. So I think we touched on quite a few things. We touched on a rail track. We touched on the overall height, 24 to 75, but if you need it longer, you can do that. We talked about canopy size and the type of canopy. We talked about the bulb and if you can use an LED, which is a yes, but I still recommend you doing the halogen. That's quite the way to go. You can put it on a dimmer. I think I mentioned that a second ago. And I think that kind of wraps things up on this. Moving on from there, why don't we talk about our showroom in Vermont. We have over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We actually have a What's on Display page on our website. It's over in the red tabs over on the left-hand side of your screen, so you can open up that and check it out. Showroom has also a clearance center. So clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's an amazing deal for you. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you guys are going to come visit us, do me a favor, bring a big SUV, if you can, if you have one, only because the boxes are set up for shipping. Measure everything you can think of. So measure with a measuring tape, measure your ceilings, measure counters, tables, distances between junction boxes and things like ceilings, because if you're looking, you want to make sure when you're looking at these things that they're going to be able to be used by you for your needs, okay? And then also bring an iPad. If you guys are doing a project and you have a tablet laying around at home, take pictures with that. Take pictures and you can bring that tablet in and we can go through all those pictures together and look and see what you guys are doing, and I can help you out on that, okay? So when you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else does that. Some larger items, generally big things on pallets and custom things, are going to be non-returnable. We'll always tell you that on the page for it, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. And then on top of all that, we offer a rush program. So in order for you to get all of these different finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. It takes generally about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it is super, super inexpensive. A lot of people don't even know about it. If you want to know about it, the best thing to do is just drop me a quick email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. You can also call 802-446-2400 during business hours. And so I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time if you guys want to talk to me. And then you can email us 7 days a week at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. So I think that kind of wraps things up on this. You guys have any questions at all, let me know. Thank you for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.